Ukraine rebel Zakharchenko rejects truce talks. The main pro-Russian rebel leader in eastern Ukraine says his troops are on the offensive and he does not want truce talks with Kiev. Alexander Zakharchenko said his forces would push the front line back to the borders of Donetsk region. They are in control of the city of Donetsk. Russian President Vladimir Putin accused Ukrainian government forces of criminal shelling of civilian areas. Kiev ordered the start of major combat operations along the front, he said. Earlier, Mr. Zakharchenko said the rebels will not make any attempts at ceasefire talks anymore. Ukraine, Russia, France and Germany have issued a call to end fighting. On Thursday, Ukrainian government troops withdrew from Donetsk airport's main terminal, the scene of bitter fighting in recent weeks. The government said the military still retained control of parts of the airport, but 6 soldiers had died and 16 had been wounded. Large-scale offensive. The government and its Western allies say Russian regular troops are fighting alongside the separatists, using Russian heavy artillery and tanks. Moscow insists that only Russian volunteers have joined the rebels. Mr. Zakharchenko said we'll attack right up to the borders of Donetsk region, but if I see a threat from other directions we'll neutralize it. Kiev doesn't understand now that we can attack in 3 directions simultaneously, Russian media quoted him as saying. More than 5,000 people have been killed in fighting since the rebels seized a large swathe of Donetsk and Luhansk regions last April, officials say. More than 1 million people have been displaced. The rebel statement on Friday said Ukrainian forces shelling of Donetsk and Horlivka had killed 16 civilians in the past 24 hours. The OSCE security organization has confirmed that at least 8 civilians died in a mortar blast at a bus stop in Donetsk. The rebels and the government traded blame for the attack, which left more than a dozen wounded. It is another crime against humanity, an obvious provocation aimed at undermining the peaceful political process, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said. The Ukrainian military spokesman, Andriy Lysenko, blamed the rebel mortar team, saying the explosion was beyond the range of Ukrainian artillery of this type. Later Mr. Lysenko said the rebels were shelling Ukrainian forces on the outskirts of Mariupol, the port city by the Sea of Azov, intensively with artillery and tanks. But he denied reports of the rebel tank attack there, the Ukrainian Unit news agency reported.